What up, everybody? It's Sinny, and this is Battle Wages for PS4. And today I just wanted to show you my daily routine on Battle Wages. And this is what I do every day. And if you do this every day, you can get the most out of your gold and your fighting and your troops and your trophies and all that. So first things first, find your trees, your shrubbery, your stumps, whatever it may be around. Clean your room, clean up your area. Get those trees and the stumps and look around and just cut them all down, because you'll get experience and gems for doing that. It costs a little bit of gold, but it's worth it for the gems and experience you'll get for doing it. So that's the first thing I always do when I log in, besides grabbing the daily treasure you get and whatnot, just for logging in every few hours. That pops up automatically, so that's easy to grab. And then after that, I clean up my area, all the trees, the shrubs, the stumps. That way you can get as many gems as possible. So you want to look around on the edge here. Sometimes there's a stump that you can grab if it's far enough in towards your settlement. I didn't find any this time, but I found, like every other time I do this, I find one. And also inside your settlement, like they'll sneak them in there in spots where you don't have something. Like it's just one little square, so they can sneak them inside your settlement too, so watch out for that. Then I always grab my gold. So I go around to all my oil wells, all my gold producing buildings, and I just grab all my gold. And the reason to do this is just to just grab it so you don't like get capped out on it, just to add it to your total, and it keeps it safer from enemies that will be attacking you. They get less if you collect it from the oil wells. If you leave it in your oil wells, they'll get more of your gold when they attack you. So the more you can get into your safes and your vaults and your total over there, the better you will be off for when somebody attacks you. The less gold they can get from you, steal from you. I don't have my full attack force right now because I'm upgrading an outpost. So this is going to be me down like 45 to 50 attack troops. But the next thing you want to do is attack an enemy. And you want to do this every 2 hours, at least in my opinion. The reason for that is the siege weapons take 2 hours to replenish. So I'm going to be using... this just says train your troops for both attack and defense. I'm showing off the barracks. Like I have 3 of the newer level 13 barracks, and I got 1 more I need to upgrade to level 13. It takes like 4 to 5 days to do that. So when you're upgrading a barrack, you're going to be down on troops. So it sucks, but you got to do it, because I'm going to get 5 more attack troops out of doing that. So yeah, you want to do a battle every 2 hours once you have all your troops you can have and all your siege weapons up. And what I like to do is find somebody I know I can beat, which for me would be somebody in the thousands, like 1900 something, or the low 2000s, like basically somebody with less trophies than you with the most gold. So you want to find, it's like a delicate balance you got to do here, and you got to look. The longer you look, the better off you're going to be. If you just pick somebody off the first page, you're not doing your best. You want to look until you find like an ideal person to attack. So somebody with the least trophies and the most gold, basically. And it's not going to let you attack somebody like that's level 1000 or has 1000 trophies. I mean, it's going to make you attack somebody that's within your trophy level. But you can always find people that are like 200 trophies below you, and that's what I look for. So around 1900 is what I'm looking for here, and I want to find somebody that's going to at least give me 300,000 gold. And what I base that on is just profit, because with my siege weapons and my attack troops, I'm using about 150,000 just to attack. That's how much it costs me to replenish my troops when I'm done attacking. So to make a profit, I gotta at least kill somebody. I gotta at least get 200,000 gold, and really 300,000 is probably the lowest I would ever do. So right here we see somebody with 1991 trophies and 400 something thousand gold, it said, I think. Or actually 691,000 gold, so that's really good. So they're in the 1900s, and they have over 600,000 gold, so that's a perfect situation for me. And what I do is I find their cannons, first of all, because they're going to be bombing your troops from the get-go, like with cannonballs, and it's an area effect, and it's devastating if you don't take care of it pretty quickly. So I always look for their cannons, and I will lay down my siege weapon, which right now is radio backup, which is like a bunch of tanks. So I'll just sit all those tanks right on one of their cannons and just take it out right away. And then I'll just zerg all the rest of my troops right, try to break through the wall right in the same area that I put down my siege weapon. After that, you really don't have much control after that. After deciding where you put your siege weapon, and then deciding where you're going to try to break through the wall. And once all your troops are out, you really don't have very much control. But I also sent in some healers and Cleopatra. And you can issue orders to Cleopatra. She doesn't really listen really good. Like, she'll listen for about 20 seconds, and then she just will go off on her own, and usually she's going to die anyway. But main goal is just keep her alive. Maybe have her attack their mansion or their main base. Or have her stick around with some of your troops. A big group of your troops. But we got the 2 stars. We took down their main base, so that's a star, and then we did devastating damage, so that's another star, and we get an extra 50,000 for the whatever level we're in, as far as, I don't know, I forget what that means, but it's the trophy level we're in. So I got 50,000 plus 526,000, so that's, I don't know if that's the total there, the 500, so we got at least 526,032 gold. And for me, that's a profit of about 350,000 at least, which is good. So now I have 2,495,601. So yeah, I definitely made some gold there, but now I have to replenish my troops. That's the next step. So radio backup's what I use. I think it's the best thing to do at this point. It's 25,000 for each one, so it's a total of 100,000 gold. It does, you get 4 tanks, so it's 16 tanks I'm dropping, and for 100,000, that's a good deal for me. And you can drop them inside enemy lines, wherever you want, so right on top of a cannon usually. So that's a really good deal. I'd recommend doing radio backup. And then after that, I just do the infantry. I do 50 infantry because it's my highest level troop right now, level 14. It does it does the most damage per second and has the most health right now. And it's only 175 per unit. So that's way better than the fragger guy or whatever his name is. The grenade guy, the grenadier. It's way better. They cost way more. They do less damage and they have less health. Even if I upgrade him to the next level, he's still not as good. Maybe if I get him to the same level as the infantrymen, it might be comparable, but right now it's just not. And then for my second round of 50, I do 50 cavalry because they're going to attack the defense. They're going to go straight in for the defense of the enemy, so you need that. It's like your tanks. So they're going to run in there, break through the wall, and help out your tanks that you did with radio backup. Then I want 2 doctors, because 1 doctor just isn't enough to keep anybody alive, really. So, but if you get 2 doctors healing in the same area, they can usually keep some tanks or cavalry up. And he's level 5, so that's, I leveled him up, I think, the last research I did. I really need to level up my cavalry because I get tanks next, but it's cost a lot to do that. I forget, it's like 5 million or 6 million gold to upgrade your cavalry, so pretty rough. Yeah, the grenadiers just aren't good right now. Even if I get them to level 14, I'm curious to see if they're going to be comparable to the infantrymen for the same price. Or way more, actually, because I'm sure their 300 is going to go up as they get higher level. So I don't get why they make the grenadier do so much less damage than the infantry. Just doesn't make sense. Then you have the miner. He'll run at the wall and blow it up so you can make a hole in the wall quickly. You kind of have to disguise him behind some other troops though, or else he's just going to get shot. The partisan, it just goes after gold. That'd be if you're like in a sticky situation where you need gold and they're cheap and you know you're going to lose against somebody. You can just attack their gold and get some gold. The balloons are good, but they get shot down pretty easily. Even if you attack the guns right away, like the surface to air defense, even if you attack them right away, the defensive troops can also hit the balloon. So I don't know, I'm not a big fan of the balloon right now, maybe later. And then the biplane, I really want to get that, but it's going to cost me some gold, and I got some other priorities first. So as far as the rest of the troops, I just did some more infantry. So did 50 infantry and then 50 cavalry, which was actually like 10 cavalry. And then I did 2 doctors and 40 more of the infantry. So that's it for that's what I do when I log in. I just grab the daily gold they give you pretty much. I look for my trees and shrubbery. I collect all my gold so somebody else doesn't get it when they attack me. I go and attack somebody that I know I can beat with the least trophies and the most gold, and then I come back and redo my troops. So here we are again. It's been 2 to 3 hours since the last round. This is me the second time of the day going in and looking for shrubbery. It's the first thing I do. Looking for trees, looking for stumps. So we're starting the whole process over. This is the second video pretty much. The second time I went into Battle Ages this day. And this was like 3 hours later, because it takes 2 hours for you to get all your troops back up to attack again, to be in full force. So, looked around for shrubs, there was nothing. Collecting my gold. That way people can't attack me and take it. I mean, they can still take some, but they can't get as much if you collect all your gold every 2 hours. So that's basically what the whole thing with this game. You have to log in every 2 hours and attack somebody. Collect your gold, cut down your trees. So log in every 2 hours, cut down your trees, collect your gold, attack somebody, replenish your troops, log in again 2 hours, 3 hours later, cut down your trees, collect your gold, attack somebody, replenish your troops, wait 2 to 3 hours, cut down your trees, collect your gold, attack somebody, replenish your troops, log in after 2 more hours, same thing over and over and over. So that's what I'm showing here, my daily routine. So you could possibly do this 12 times a day. You know, you could probably fit it in 11 to 12 times a day. So if you're really, really, really wanting to get ahead in this game, you can fit this in 12 times a day. For me, I only do it 3 to 4 times a day. I could do better, but it's hard to log in every 2 hours. So like I said, the first time here, we are looking for somebody with the lowest trophies and the highest gold. So it's a delicate balance. You don't want to get completely crushed, lose all your troops, and get no gold. So you don't want somebody with high trophies. And you don't want to like steamroll over the person and get no gold. So you got to find somebody that you can beat with enough gold for you to make a profit. So here's somebody, they have 374,000 gold. I forget how many trophies they had, but it was like 2,000 something. I couldn't find anybody with 1,900, I don't think. So we're looking for their cannons again. We're going to lay my radio backup, my tanks down on them, right on their cannons. And you can tell when you attack somebody if they have a bunch of trees that they haven't logged in a while, so maybe their defense won't be as tough. So I found their cannon, I laid down my tanks, which I may be wrong. That doesn't look like 16 tanks. 1, 2... I don't know how many that is. Is that 12 tanks maybe? I can't really tell. But yeah, laid the tanks down right on their a cannon that's as close to the edge as I can get, and then send my cavalry in to help the tanks, and then send in the infantry behind them, and then send in Cleopatra and the doctors, and then after that you basically can't do anything except for direct Cleopatra every 20 seconds, and she really doesn't listen. She'll go towards the thing you point to for about 20 seconds, and then she'll turn around and you have to tell her where to go again, and she really doesn't. Most of the time she does decent on her own. She'll follow around the other troops, and they gain more attack. If they're in her circle, they're gonna attack for more damage. But she usually gets wounded in battle, so we're actually doing a little better this time with a harder opponent and more gold. Mostly because it looks like they have not logged in a while. So they may have been attacked previous to this and lost a bunch of defensive troops. And that's another reason to log in every 2 hours, because if somebody attacks you, you need to replenish your defensive troops, so it's not as easy to get a 3-star on you. They'll get more gold off you. They'll do a complete destruction like I did to this person. So we got 28 trophies and at least 374,000, possibly 420,000 gold off of that one. I don't know why I said 600,000 earlier. It was 300,000. I just couldn't see. But 374,000, not bad. That's twice what it cost me to attack. So that's good. I'm perfectly happy with that. Those 2 rounds of daily routine on Battle Ages. So we gotta replenish our radio backup, and that's where I get the 2 hours from, is the siege. It's gonna take 30 minutes for each radio backup, and there's 4 of them. So it's gonna take 2 hours for us to have all of our siege troops, as well as all of our attack troops. So that's basically what you can do with this game. You can attack every 2 hours, and you can probably only fit in about 11 cycles of it, because of the time it takes to do the attacking and to gather your gold and cut down the trees and whatnot. So you probably can only get about 10 or 11. I would shoot for 10 a day, and that's if you're like going hard, really hard at this game. You know, most people probably only log in 3 to 4 times a day if they're serious about it. But you could possibly do it about 10 times a day. But anyway, that's my daily routine on Battle Ages. Do that if you want to get a bunch of golden gems and be the best you can at Battle Ages. So please subscribe if you haven't, like if you have, and share and tell a friend, please. And I'll see you next time. Peace.